Well, you spoke several times before about ideological subversion. That is a phrase that I'm afraid some Americans don't fully understand. When the Soviets used the phrase ideological subversion, what do they mean by it?
Ideological subversion is the slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in four basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students in the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students without being challenged or counterbalanced by the basic values of Americanism, American patriotism. The demoralization process in the United States is basically completed already. For the last 25 years, actually it's overfulfilled, because demoralization now reaches such areas where previously not even Comrade Andropov and all his experts would even dream of such a tremendous success. Most of it is done by Americans to Americans, thanks to lack of moral standards. As I mentioned before, exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it until he is going to receive a kick in his fat bottom. When a military boot crashes his balls, then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragic of the situation of demoralization. The next stage is destabilization. This time, subverter does not care about your ideas and the patterns of your consumption. Whether you eat junk food and get fat and flabby, doesn't matter anymore. This time, and it takes only from 2 to 5 years to destabilize a nation. What matters is essentials: economy, foreign relations, defense systems. And you can see it quite clearly that in some areas, in such sensitive areas as defense and economy, the influence of Marxist-Leninist ideas in the United States is absolutely fantastic. I could never believe it 14 years ago when I landed in this part of the world, that the process to the verge of crisis, you can see it in may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis. You can see it in Central America now. And after crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely. Normalization is a cynical expression borrowed from Soviet propaganda. When the Soviet tanks moved into Czechoslovakia in '68, Comrade Brezhnev said, "Now the situation in brotherly Czechoslovakia is normalized." This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis, to promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth, to destabilize your economy, to eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C., with benevolent dictators like Walter Mondale, who will promise lots of things, never mind whether the promises are fulfillable or not. Your leftists in United States, all these professors and all these beautiful civil rights defenders, they are instrumental in the process of the subversion only to destabilize the nation. When their job is completed, they are not needed anymore. They know too much. Some of them when they get disillusioned, when they see that Marxist-Leninists come to power, obviously they get offended. They think that they will come to power. That will never happen, of course. They will be lined up against the wall and shot. But they may turn into the most bitter.
Don't let anybody take your manhood. Be proud of our heritage. As somebody said earlier tonight, we don't have anything to be ashamed of. Somebody told a lie one day. They couched it in language. They made everything black, ugly, and evil. Look in your dictionary and see the synonyms of the word black. It's always something degrading and low and sinister. Look at the word white. It's always something pure, high, and clean. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black. I'm proud of it. I'm black and beautiful.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Yo, we back again, and y'all know I'm coming on. Well, here is a little bit late, and hopefully before we get off of here, Considera will jump on here. I was supposed to come on here yesterday, but I couldn't, and it's my fault. She was ready yesterday, but. And especially there, because by the time it's 10 here, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning where she is. So I think like right now it's like 6 something in the morning. But if she comes on, that'd be great. So and shouts out to my brother Maurice Muhammad in the building. I appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, we need to. But I realized though, and I guess I've been realizing it, but like yo, the fact that we are as weak as we are, right? It's almost like there's nothing you can say, it's nothing you can do. As he was saying, like 15 years, to take one generation to go through the education system to feed into a certain propaganda to where mentally we somehow believe the stereotypes about if you tell a lie enough over and over, it becomes the truth, which is all the more reasons why it's important for us to use these things, and if we're gonna be on here, to use it for the right ideological whatever ideological. Well, I can't say it right now, but you know what I'm saying. For use it for the right reasons, and to and the thing that we have is that it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, while we go to like while she come on here, and I'll just show a few things and then, we'll see what happens. We'll go from there and just see what happens. And if nothing happens, then I guess I won't be on here too long. So, you know. But all right. Now, if anybody listening, let me know if I'm clear. Oh, so I'm just started with just showing you, right? The mentality, right, is look, you asked me.
What do you want to be when you grow up? A murderer because I like killing. My bird tells me if I like killing or not. I like killing because when I first watched my grown-up killing show, my brain started to like tell me what to do with killing in it. So I like murders and I like killing in my life. I'm gonna kill everybody in the world except for my family because they just didn't do anything to me. I just like killing. So just any type of person, it doesn't matter. What about me? Yeah. Even me? No, not even.
That's that Neanderthal DNA,
My
boy.
teacher either. Okay, because I'm the first person that you told this. Am I? Yeah. So I just like killing. So what are you gonna be again when you grow up? A murderer. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, he has to go. He has to go. Go ahead and call CPS, a therapist. Call the police immediately, bro. It's either they send him to
Now, before this brother go on his thing here, I want to say this here. Right?
Why kill the babies?
Why the babies?
Little innocent blue-eyed babies. Because goddamn it, they're gonna grow up one day to rule your babies. Kill them now. We kill the men. We kill the women. We kill the children. We kill the babies. I said, God damn it, we kill them all.
Now they asked Khalid Muhammad, why the babies? I'm just saying.
What do you want to be when you grow up? A murderer because I like killing. My brain tells me if I like killing or not. I like killing because when I first watched my grown-up killing show, my brain started to like tell me what to do with killing it. So I like murders and I
By the way, his brother killed himself, so his brother is a killer
like
too.
killing in my life. I'm gonna kill everybody in the world except for my family because they just didn't do anything to me. I just like killing. So just any type of person, it doesn't matter. What about me? Yeah. Even me? No, not even my teachers either. Okay, because I'm the first person that you told this. Am I? Yeah. So I just like killing. So what are you gonna be again when you grow up? A murderer. Bye.
And yeah, I don't think he's gonna wait till he grows up either. You know? And listen, and the thing is, right, because when we be on here, it's the mindset, and that's what I realized. The only way that is going to change is the mentality that we have changes, right? But full grown adults, y'all ain't gonna change. Y'all just gonna get mad at me. And yeah, I do stuff to piss people off sometimes. I apologize for that. Okay. But at the same time, like just listening to us, I understand why we are in the situation that we are. It's like damn near hopeless. But hope is a dirty word that we shouldn't be using anyway, right? But of course, this ideology, um, and this takeover, this ideological subversion, right? This mentality that has to be installed within us, though. This is why I'm on here to install a certain mentality within us that makes us not want to be slaves no more. We get more offended by acknowledging that we're slaves in a slave position right now than to actually get out about the situation. And it's crazy, right? And you can see that their mentality doesn't care. They're not gonna ask no question. They're not asking the question why the babies, you know?
Baby in the car because she was kicked out of the hospital in Crown Point, Indiana. Supposedly, she was kicked out because she wasn't progressing in labor. She had only dilated 3 centimeters. Even though she was actively in labor, they told her she had to go home. And she had her baby in the car 8 minutes later. Now, again, this is all going down on social media. I haven't found the woman or the mother who was talking in the video, but here's the clip.
Yes, she's talking about my uterus. My daughter's in active labor, and this is a Franciscan Crown Point being put out in active labor. So we got to transfer her to a different hospital.
Nah, and the thing is, right? Because it might seem like we'd be like, oh, well, we shouldn't be going to like, yo, we have no choice, and that's the problem, though, right? The fact that we think that we have no choice but to go to certain institutions by them, like going to Kroger, even, but going to their hospitals and stuff like this, and to the doctors and stuff. And unfortunately, some of us have this mentality of the white man's ice is colder thing where you'd be like, well, I'd rather go to a white doctor or non-black doctor specifically, you know, and it it's been it's been a couple of generations since they planted this idea into us, which is, and I can do a whole thing on that about integration and why I say, and that's something that I say, that was integration was something that was done by them, right? And we lost not only the teachers and the schools, but we lost the doctors in the hospitals. Now we are having more doctors now, right? But we still working for other institutions. It's not even for our own circles and our own money and our own pots and our, you know, to prevent things like this from happening. Because we come on here time and time again, where we all have loved ones, where they going to the doctor, and their main goal is to make money. If they, especially if they do got their insurance, they're gonna try to do everything that they can, but properly take care of them, right? They feel like you can't have pain. Now, this sister is giving birth and then they put her out the hospital, right? But it's crazy. Taking her out as she's like in labor, like having labor pains.
I do find it odd that this is happening back to back. I mean, first we just had what happened in Texas with the black mom who was in labor and being basically ignored through her pain. And now this, a black woman getting kicked out of the hospital and having her baby in the car. Something seems odd.
And the thing is, does it seem odd or does this seem normalized, right? Has this become a normalized situation to where we may be somewhat outraged about it when we see these things, but not enough to do anything about it to where we realize that a lot of black women have problems in childbirth and die in childbirth, and that's not even natural. Even the diseases and the sicknesses that we have is not even natural, right? Because the last part of that is to make something normal, right? To normalize this. Our death and destruction is so normal that we could be like, whoa, we have to put what we need aside to save everybody else on a constant basis. We have been demoralized and had so many crises and been destabilized. But this is normalcy, right? Unfortunately, because we have so many examples of this. Let's see here.
Breaks my heart.
Morning.
My bad. But it's, the treatment that we see.
I'm just because outside of they couldn't believe what they saw. Med student, actually, not a black med student either, sent me this. and they were mortified. They said they saw this and they were, they couldn't believe what they saw. This is a nurse, travel nurse. So she says. I mean, nowadays you never know on the internet, but mocking sickle cell patients. Jackson, Mississippi. I can't handle that level of reason that go on down there. Jackson, Mississippi, when they don't get their dilaudid, and she's showing how she says bye to them. We're going to watch the video. And sickle cell is a debilitating disease. Debilitating. Sickle cell patients often say that they get discriminated against when they go into hospitals trying to get medicated. It's disgusting. And to see a nurse flat out online saying how she dismisses them when they don't get their dilaudid. Wow. Wow. And then I happen to go to her page and scroll down and see she says, oh, I'm a Trump supporter. I can't wait till Trump gets reelected so he can give us epic nationally. When I get on this internet and I say nurses should never be for Trump, nurses being for Trump are dangerous, this is what I mean. This is what I mean.
You goddamn wish you would have played your cards right with me. I will see you in hell, you asshole, you liar, you.
Now, of course, we know Jackson, Mississippi, mostly black place, and this here white nurse, and a sickle cell is a thing that affects mostly black people, and her, laughing because they don't get the medication, the pain medication that they need,
Manipulator, you goddamn wish you would have played your cards right with me. I will see you in hell, you asshole, you liar.
Yeah, I'm going to need TikTok to do its thing. We need to know where she's working. She's dangerous to patients. TikTok, do your thing. I'm certain someone will let me know where she's working. This is disgusting. People like this should not be in healthcare. You're dangerous. Withholding pain meds from people with sickle cell. What else are you doing? You're dangerous. And I think Jackson, Mississippi is a black, more African-American population out there. She got to go.
So after this sister made this video calling,
I give to the patient because I am the nurse, and that is not up to me. So no, I have never denied sickle cell patients their medication. If you're new here, someone took one of my videos way out of context and I think put the mafia out after me today.
now maybe I'm reaching here, but her response to why she doesn't deny pain medication to her sickle cell patients was, I don't know, it's just weird because she did not say she doesn't deny her patients because that's something about it. So when I think about
who abuse this, and if you patients
about it. So when I think about this situation from that perspective, this smile she has plastered on her face just become weird to me. Like, what's so funny?
I had mentioned how in Jackson, Mississippi, sickle cell patients ask for Dilaudid, and a lot of them need pain medications and need Dilaudid because they have a very painful disease. But there are also a lot of patients who abuse this. And if you've worked in any type of city like Jackson, where there's a lot of sickle cell patients, you know what I'm talking about. This becomes a problem, and it makes it hard to treat people who are actually in pain. Sickle cell, other people with chronic illnesses, and it really puts a weight on healthcare workers in the healthcare system. Now, there are lots of places for sickle cell patients to get their pain medications. There's pain clinics, but sometimes people take advantage of that, and that becomes a problem for everybody, for themselves too. I never meant for that video to be taken out of context, but
See, they can always rationalize and normalize, like why, like you don't feel pain, why it's okay to not give you, and she can deem whether you are in pain or not. Whether when you look at it, right, they suffer this opioid epidemic thing, you know? Now, we talk about it over and over, but the things that we needed to be normalized, you know, that needed to be maintained is protection from, you know, this kind of thing here, you know. But I'll just go on to something else here. So now I'm gonna let this you know, just from another group real quick before we get into um something I want to talk about.
Do you want to know why Asian people are racist per se to black people? I'm going to try my best to explain it in a way where you can understand it. Because a lot of people don't really understand the word racism and therefore believes that if someone is very mean to you or generalize you because of your skin tone, therefore they are racist. And
Right, is because when I be like, yo, he probably eat cat and dog and you know, this denisovan and all of that stuff. Just because I quote unquote generalize them, right, does not mean now I don't see nothing wrong with the word race, but I'm just saying, like he's telling you, like the problem I think that even we have is we haven't found a way to normalize what race is it, like being able to control your own destiny, right, and to protect yourself and to also do whatever you got to do to take control of whatever you got to take control of. You know what I'm saying? Right? Making sure you control your own destiny and being able to control other people's destiny. Right? It's a power thing.
yes, a racist person would do that, but that is not racism. The main difference between Asian people are racist against black people is that most Asian people are generally afraid of a certain type,
But hurry
a
up and
certain
buy.
group of African Americans,
Hurry up and buy.
specifically living in US. Why? Because there's a racist system in United States of America. We've been suppressing certain people with certain skin tone for generations and generations.
So they're afraid of us because we have been getting oppressed for generations and generations. It has become normalized. Our um quote unquote inhumanity, right, has become so normalized that they're afraid of us for what the Neanderthal is doing. That's how I guess Denisovan thinks, you know.
Generation and still
Dino
here.
Sovin.
You create a world where people don't have jobs, where they don't have livelihood, they can't live, they can't own land, they can't make a living. And what do they have to end up doing? What we all do to survive. To do those things to survive, to steal, to rob, to gamble, to do these things to make us bad. And yes, there is a stereotype. There's a generalization of that. And I think a lot of people take that as, oh, Asian people are really racist against black people. Do you know why Asian people live with black people? Have you ever seen an old map of any cities, major cities in US? They have an area called the ghetto. If you look at the same map now, that ghetto, you know what's it called? Chinatown.
Wait, what he's saying? Chinatown is the ghetto, or they took over the ghetto and turned. Yeah, I don't know if that's true. It's definitely not true in my city. I don't know what he's talking about. But the interesting part is there is so much fear that they would go right into the hood and take money from like the government. That's another part of it because when they did pass these civil rights things, what went under the radar was they passed the immigration thing and they started bringing a lot of these fools over there to destabilize the economic growth that we were having as a people, and not just rioting in the streets, but the economic growth of having our own communities, right? And so scared that they came right in the middle of it and set up stores and tell you hurry up and buy, but profit while they have a 4-year-old at the damn register. And you get the Chinese food store, the nail shop, but just the corner store, right? Not just them. You got the Arabs and all the rest of them too. So
Because for folks who didn't know this, there's only a certain type of people allowed to own land. It doesn't matter where you live. Even if you own land, they won't give you loans. They won't give you those HOA permission to live those area. And for a very long time, Asian Americans lived in the United States among with other people from around the world. Anyways, all I'm saying is, I think a lot of us have this hatred because certain people have stereotype you to a certain way. You're like, therefore all those people from that group is like that. My friend, if there's one thing I've learned in my own personal life is,
all right, we don't care what he's learned. But and speaking of the other thing, now check this out right now. They're saying they're finally outlawing this slavery in Saudi Arabia with the Arabs.
Workers that traveled to the Middle East to work and how they have been held hostage in those countries because of the kafala system. And the way they're being treated is inhumane because, quite literally, because of the system, the employers are allowed ownership over those employees, and they will not allow them to leave their jobs even if they wanted to, unless they give you permission. You're not going anywhere. They will send you to jail because they have your passport. As soon as you get to that country, they take your passport and you are under their mercy. If they don't want to pay you, you have no protection. If they want to keep you and they don't want you to leave the country or even the job, they have every right because you belong to them according to the system. And because of that, a lot of people have either lost their lives, their ability to walk. They have gone through so much because either someone.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna play this, so I want to play this, and I'll just play this, but I'm gonna go off for a second while it's playing. I'm gonna come right back.
For over 30 years, I've been saying we come to you, and we still come to you. Call the Joel Bieber firm or go to joelbieber.com.
When you're hurt, we'll come to you. Call Joel Bieber.
One mistake I made when I started creating content was being too focused on
Our next story is from Saudi Arabia. The kingdom has officially ended the kafala system. It was a sponsorship model, a framework that was introduced in the 1950s for migrant workers. It allowed employers to seize passports and restrict the movement of workers. Critics called it modern-day slavery. Saudi Arabia decided to abolish it in June this year. It's one of the biggest changes to Saudi labor laws in decades. It's part of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's Vision 2030 plan, the plan to modernize the economy and to attract global talent. The end of the kafala system will impact over 13 million foreign workers in Saudi Arabia. This includes more than 2.5 million.
Yeah, I think Consider about to come on in a minute, so we're about to get into like the main topic in a second. Whenever she comes on, so
Indians living and working in the country. For many, it could reshape what life and work in the region looks like. Here's our report.
For decades, millions of migrant workers in Saudi Arabia lived under a system that defined every part of their working life. It was called the kafala system. In Arabic, kafala means sponsorship. It was a system that tied every foreign worker to a local employer. That employer, called the kafil, held control over the worker's visa, job, and residence. Workers could not change jobs. They could not leave the country as their passports were confiscated, and they could not renew their permits without the sponsor's approval. It shaped the lives of millions. From construction sites to homes and hospitals, the kafala system defined how migrant labor worked in Saudi Arabia. The system was introduced in the 1950s, during the oil boom that transformed the West Asian region. It was designed to regulate the influx of foreign labor that powered the region's rapid growth. Over time, the model spread across West Asia. Each country implemented its own version. But in every case, it gave employers significant control over foreign workers. In Saudi Arabia, this control extended to millions. The country has a...
Hey, what's going on, Cassandra? Are you there? I don't know if she can hear me. I see you going off of mute, but I can't hear what you're saying though. Try to go back out and come back on. I don't know if y'all. Well, I don't know if anybody out there, but if somebody is out there, let me know if y'all could hear her. I can't hear her. She'll come back on in a second. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about that, right? Or about the Arabs over there, the whatever you call them, right? Now, if I wasn't living over here speaking English, if I was over there speaking Arabic under them, I would say under them, then yeah, I would have a problem with them too. Yo, what's going on, Cassandra?
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I hear you clear now. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. It's like 6 in the morning over there, ain't it?
Oh, it's early. No, it's about 6:53. About almost 7 o'clock.
Oh, okay, okay.
Early. But it's okay
Yeah.
though.
You doing all right?
I'm retired. Yeah, I'm good. I'm retired. I can do this now. I can get on when I want to go back to bed or whatever. I'm good. Yes. Fine.
Right. Wake up anytime, go to sleep anytime. You can do what you want.
Hey, I can do what I want.
That's what's up. And I want to talk to you a little bit after, like, I was just talking about a couple of things. And first I was just showing black people, they was like, will no longer be enslaved in Saudi Arabia.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? I thought we was done with that. 1865. What happened? They like what 100 years late? What happened?
Well, no, well, the Arabs, they've been doing it. They got their own thing going on.
They don't want you
Look,
to leave the country or even the job, a country. They take your passport and you are under their mercy. If they don't want to pay you, you have no protection. If they want to keep you and they don't want you to leave the country or even the job, they have every right because you belong to them according to the system. And because of that, a lot of people have either lost their lives, their ability to walk. They have gone through so much because either someone unalived them there when they're trying to run away because they're criminals, or two, they try to quit, and since they don't have any documentation, they'll be sent to jail and they will live their lives in prison in an inhumane way. Or three,
No, they've been having it since way before. All right, of course you got
Kwa Saudi Arabia kuriadi sababu nipatikana na mfono watachukua mniokoe mniokoe
save me, my fellow Kenyans.
2.8 million women work as maids in the Middle East. Many have their passports confiscated on arrival, and some find themselves trapped inside homes where they're overworked, underpaid, and physically abused.
See how they treating them, consider?
But we know this. We know this. This is, you know what, forecast. We know this though. 'Cause they treat us like this in America. You seen the way the women going to the hospitals having those babies and they doing them any kind of way? We know stuff happens, but we do nothing about it. When are we going to take accountability for our stuff? They know that what's happening over there, but they taking their chances. Why are you taking your chances? When you in your country, you can build your country. You can get your own business in your own country. You can build your own country up. You have family members that can go in business with you. This is ridiculous. When are we going to make a difference? When are we going to see that they don't care, they don't like you, they show you every day, and you still go in their hospitals and have your babies, or try to, and then your baby die, or you die, or they put you out the hospital, or you in an emergency room in the triage, you going through labor, and that woman sitting there with her back towards you, and you screaming, telling me this the baby coming, and she still ain't moved. She don't care. But we know this. But we have doctors, we have nurses, we have CNAs, we got MAs that can pool their monies together and create a wellness center, a birthing center, create something for us, just for us globally. But we won't do it. We'll sit up there and continuously to take our chances. They'll continuously to take their chance going to Saudi Arabia, and they know them Arabs in America don't know how to treat you. You go to some of them Arab stores and they treat you out. And I stopped a long time ago going to any Arab store, any Indian store, the Chinese. I'm not dealing with them because I know how they are. We know how they are. Why are you still spending your money? Why are you still going to their shops? Why are you still going to Saudi Arabia, risking your life, hoping and praying? They already showed you they're not going to treat you right. And you're going to take a chance, and they take your passport, then they want to treat you like shit. Boy, don't start me this morning. It's too early for a cast.
Hey,
Why
it's
we
late at
doing
night for me. Go ahead. I'm good.
why are we doing that? Why? That don't make sense. We know that
No.
people don't like you. And we'll still go to their business, we'll still eat at their business, then they'll treat you or not serve you. Then you'll sit there as long as they want to until they get ready to serve you. And then you want to come and you don't complain about them, but go to your brother's restaurant, he don't give you enough food. You make a whole YouTube page about him. A whole page about how the food, well, it was good, but he didn't give me enough. Just treated you like crap. You was just at his shop and he didn't wait on you at all. But you didn't make a whole YouTube page. You just went to the hospital. You had to sit in the waiting room 20 hours. And you didn't make a YouTube page about that. But that's a story of another day. But we have to do better. We have to do better. These Arabs don't like you. They never have, and they never will. Because those Ishmael children, Ishmael and Israelites didn't get along. Remember Sarah? Let's go back biblically. Let's go way back. Those are the Arabs, right? That's Ishmael, and then you had Jacob, right? Sarah, his mom, right? They didn't like each other. Sarah put her out because if you biblical about this, okay, let's go biblically. Okay, Adam had a baby. What's his name? Moses had a baby, or Abraham had a baby by the Saudi Arabian woman, right? Sent her away because Sarah was jealous, right? So here we got Ishmael. His name was Ishmael. That's Ishmael's people. Ishmael and Israelites, they never get along because when they was kids, Ishmael tried to kill, okay, little Abraham son. Okay, we know who he was, right? He tried to kill him. This is history, and he's still trying. Enemy ain't gonna never like you, black folk. We know this. We have no friends. We don't even have friends amongst us. But then you have people say, I ain't going to Africa. Okay, don't. Sit right there. Sit right there in your stuff. Sit there. Because with an attitude like that, you'll need to be here. You'll need to bring that here. Seriously. That's crazy. You know the harm. You see what they're doing. And you'll still sit right there amongst them, hoping and praying that if I go to this hospital, they're going to treat me real. If I go to this hospital, maybe they won't kill me. Maybe me and my baby will make it out. What? You taking a chance? Are you serious? Aren't you tired of taking chances? Are we tired of being mistreated by them? Are we tired of calling them friends and then they treat you and show your ass every day, every time, every chance they can that you ain't worth nothing? Aren't you tired of that? We're not tired of being treated crazy. We're not tired of them mistreating us. We're not tired, huh? What's it gonna take for us to get tired? What do they have to do? Murder your babies? What they need to do for you to get tired?
Now, I
But go
consider
ahead,
it
I'm gonna
now.
rest on now.
Because I didn't even tell you why I called it like that title or whatever. And I'm gonna show you. Let me see. I played this at the beginning.
The perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students in the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of
Basically, white people,
white,
as y'all would call white supremacy, being
without being
pumped in our
changed or
heads.
counterbalanced by the basic values of Americanism, American
Ain't
patriotism.
that Willie Lynch?
Result
Ain't that what that
result
is? Willie Lynch, right?
most of the people who graduate.
Yep. And see, in
That's Willie Lynch.
the last step of that, though, he was saying is normalization, but meaning this is what it is from now on. This is how you are. Like, we control every aspect of it. They destabilize you, they demoralize you, then they destabilize you, then they create crises, and then they normalize where you are, your mentality. And we've been like normalized. That's why we go to all of these other places and end up looking like this and be surprised all the time that everywhere we go that we got no friends and we don't even want to be friends with ourselves.
Exactly. We don't want to do
Um,
anything extra for ourselves. We don't want to free ourselves. We want to still sit up there and keep voting, hoping and praying that they're going to do something for you, hoping and praying that this Democrat going to be better than the last Democrat, which they all are the same party. Or this Republican going to be better because now I'm tired of Democrats, so I'm going to go Republican. And then he cutting off food stamps, he cutting off Section 8, he taking away all your programs. Okay, but you voted for this. You voted for this, right? So why don't you, when you're going to do for self? Black Wall Street was not built on us voting. It was built on us pulling our monies together, separating from them, because we was already separating from them and do what we know to do. Because we know how to do this. We built this, we taught them. But now you're going to sit up there and act like you don't know how to eat, how to survive. We know how to survive. Your ancestors showed you. They taught us. They separated us. Then we turned around and came back up under them. Why? That's mental illness. That's Willie Lynch. And then they'll tell you, oh, Willie Lynch don't exist. Yes, it does. You're looking at Willie Lynch. And then they'll sit up there and ignore it. What? But you go ahead. I'm going to rest with that. Go ahead. It's crazy.
yeah. And just while we are over there, I want to show you this. Let me see.
CNN. You see, if you take South Africa, we have a small white population that projects European culture, or what we learned from Europe.
And oppressed millions of black people.
No.
For decades.
How do you oppress? We gave them work. We fed them. They grew from a tiny little group into a massive group. That's not oppression. That's feeding them. We fed them. For crying out loud. You know, enough with this nonsense.
But so you understand, because the black population was so oppressed under apartheid.
Well, we never saw this oppression you're talking about.
You never saw it.
No, I never saw it.
Because you're
Because
white.
he was doing it.
Now you
Okay, wait, well, even with that, hold on for a second. Hold on. Even with that, he said he never saw it, right? That's because your ass was doing it. Half of these crackers in America will tell you, you're not under oppression. I've never experienced racism. Yes, because you was doing it. Yes, it was you who was perpetrating it. So no, you won't feel it. So yeah, you'll think you feeding us. It's called gaslighting, but they'll feed you chitlins. They'll feed you the end of the hog, his booty hole, whatever the part of the chitlins is, and then tell you what you eating. Yeah, but look what you feed me. But this is black folk fault. You have a whole president over there that has just sent up there and that allowed Palestinians to come into Africa. He's the face that look like you, but he ain't got your back. Your people ain't even eating, but you sitting up there bringing Palestinians in, and they're gonna be over the black folk, your folk, the same way they doing in Chicago. That mayor done brought in all them immigrants, and he feeding the immigrants, got programs for immigrants. New York mayor got programs for immigrants, but programs don't have no programs for your own. What's that telling you? What's that showing you? We're gonna always be at the end, at the bottom, dealing with black politicians, black presidents who don't have a backbone to sit these crackers down and say, this is how we're gonna run this country. Because he don't have no voice. He'll sit over there in South Africa and let them white folk tell him what to do and put his country back in apartheid. Then instead of them voting for somebody that was gonna free him, they told we rather vote for a white man to be over us. Cause they'll tell you, we still under apartheid, don't even know. They say white folks bringing them freedom. How they bringing you freedom when they don't even know, you don't even know you're hungry? What did Harriet Tubman say? I could have freed millions more if they had only known they were slaves. Black folk don't even know we still slaves. Look at your prison system. Look at it. And we'll still support the ICE coming in our neighborhood. Told, come on, Trump, help us. Help? What the hell you mean help us? You don't know how to help yourself? You don't know how to get them drug dealers out of your neighborhood? They shouldn't have been in there in the first place, because when you saw little bubbles setting up, you should have busted them up then. But you didn't, because you're too busy running out the Karen, leaving your family. Now you got these babies, these crazy, now you got these grown men that was little boys that should have been handled, and they weren't. Now they grown men. Remember the elephant story? How they took the elephants, the male elephants, the male elephants away, and then they left the little babies with the mamas, and the little baby boys, elephants start acting crazy because they ain't had no head, they had no leadership, they ain't had no mentors. So they had to bring the male elephants back to teach these little boys, put them back in order. That's what happened. And America know that. They did research on black folk. How we gonna ruin these black families? They've been doing it for years, and we don't have sense enough to get it back together. We know how to do this. We don't have sense enough to do what needs to be done in our community for us, because you're too busy trying not to hurt white folk feelings. Don't give a damn about white folk feelings. This is about me and my family. This is about me and mine right now. You want to be free? Be free.
Hey,
You can sit there if you want to. Go ahead.
I just show you real quick. He was like, because you was talking about the brothers, like this brother had got on the swastika jacket trying to holler at a white girl. I don't know what's going on with this brother.
You're a damn fool.
Definitely.
That's what you don't know with.
And then she threw a drink in his face.
See, remember the woman just died. She went to a white man, and she was talking bad about black folk. Coming, I don't date black men. Guess who killed her? Her white boyfriend. Okay. So every time you see a black man or a black woman sitting up there disrespecting their own, the person that you with end up murdering you. Remember the black men that say, I don't want no black dog. I didn't want a black woman. I don't even want a black dog. Who killed him? His white dog killed him, and got away with it too, because she said self-defense. Okay, it's self-defense. See what I'm saying? But y'all keep on calling them friends and keep marrying them, because you can't tell them nothing, because they say love is love. Okay, love is love. Why she dead if love is love? Because the FBI had already told you that the white male is the most violent. The white male. They told you that in 2006. Pull it up. 2006, the most violent is the white male.
No, well,
But
look,
guess
consider.
what? Huh?
Go. No, look, what you said I showed this at the beginning, consider, because I want to show you this. Who's the most dangerous? Look at this.
What do you want to be when you grow up? A murderer because I like killing. My brain tells me if I like killing or not. I like killing because when I first watched my grown up killing show,
His
my
brother
brain
killed himself.
started to like
He
tell
watched
me
it.
what to do with killing. So I like murderers and I like killing in my life. I'm gonna kill everybody in the world except for my family because they just did.
Ain't that something he just told you? I'm gonna kill everybody in my family. Ain't that what he said? I'm gonna kill everybody in my family. That little bastard right there need to die himself right there today. Because didn't Khalid Muhammad told us? What did he tell us? What Khalid
Hold
Muhammad
on.
tell us?
I'll show you. Hold on. I got it. You know, I had to do it.
Hey,
This is what he said right here. Watch this.
Why kill the babies? They're just little innocent white babies. Because goddamn it, they're gonna grow up one day to rule your babies. Kill them now. We kill the men. We kill the women. We kill the children. We kill the babies. I said, God damn it, we kill them all.
Come on now. Especially when they talk about killing the whole family. He 12 years old telling you what he gonna do. He said, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna be a killer. He told you what he want to be. Where that fear come from? He come to kill, steal, and destroy. Whose children are they? We fail to realize whose kids, who we dealing with. You have more problems dealing with them. When they're in the atmosphere, you have a lot of what? Havoc, trauma, drama, dealing with them. Because that's whose children they are. Satan come to kill, steal, and destroy. And we still want to call them friends and sleep next to them, sleeping with the enemy. And get mad when people tell you about yourself. Get mad when people tell you those are Satan's seeds. You ain't supposed to be marrying them. Those are killers. But you get mad, love is love. And then they end up wiping you out. But I'm going to rest with that. Go ahead.
No, you're killing the whole. Listen.
I just like killing. So just any type of person, it doesn't matter. What about me? Yeah. Even me?
Yeah.
Not even my teacher either. Okay, because I'm the first person that you told this. Am I? Yeah. So I just like killing. So what are you gonna be again when you grow up? A murderer.
Ain't that something? He never did tell her no, though, did he? Did he answer her question? She said, even me? Did he say no? He was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna get you too. He was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna get you too. He didn't never answer her, did he? Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up.
Anyway, but I want to show you their culture though, consider because and we're gonna talk about something I guess more important, but I wanted to play this part because I wanted to show you something.
No one word can.
Speaking of like what is normalized in their culture, this whole pedophilia culture.
That's why
Oh
she
God,
feels that way. It's
that's
her
who they are, honey.
culture. And listen to the way anybody comes. Thank you, everybody.
This person who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls. I don't know what's true about him, but we have yet to see anybody come forward and say, I was I was under 10. I was under 14 when I first came within his.
Oh, I make it okay then.
You can say that's a distinction without a difference.
That's their history.
European culture, yeah.
That's their history. That's their European history. But look, ICE just arrested a man. Well, the police just arrested an ICE man who was doing illicit sex with an underage, and they just arrested him. That's what they do, though. You got a whole president that him and Epstein was best friends. Okay, we know he visited that island, but he ain't gonna let it out. But we know he was there, and we know who was on that island, and with no grown women up on that island, right? We had all them kids. They was under 14, under 15, under 16, right? And they was at that island. And you have a lot of politicians whose name is on that list that they won't release. Why you won't release it? But you got them sleeping with each other too. They sleep with your babies and they sleep with each other. They only come with the women when they want to reproduce. But then what they do in the Roman days, what they do, they had sex with each other, right? In the field. They was at war, had sex with each other. When they come home, had sex with their wives to reproduce, and went right on back out there having sex with each other. What they do in slavery with our men? They had sex with them, right? That's why they got some of them men, right? They abused them, they broke them, and let their friends and everything. Come on, let's just be real. That's what they do. That's their history. They sleep with their kids, they sleep with their dogs, they sleep with their mamas, they sleep. We just seen a woman who's white sleep with her son, who's caught by the husband, sleep with her son. Okay, this is what they do. So why are we
Like,
shocked?
yeah, you go to the museums, like you'll see a thing with nothing but statues of naked babies and stuff. Like it's weird. Like,
Naked baby. That's what they do. They have a set. Some of just like the Menendez. Let's talk about the Menendez boys. What they say, they said he was raping them. That's why they killed him. They couldn't get away from him. They tried. He had them boys just have sex with him, and that's what he was doing. And they got tired of it, and they murdered them. Now those boys in jail. Do they really need to be in jail when that's what they were born to do? Their dad gave birth to them to molest them. You got men. Remember that what was that? Remember that tsunami came over there in one of them foreign countries, and those kids was coming up missing, and the one man, he was looking for a son. You have a lot of that going on. They go overseas and they mess with these little babies and they bring them back, and then you have so many stories that'll come out that's showing you what these guys are doing with these adopted babies, right? One couple had adopted the little boy. That's what he was doing. That's what they adopted him for. They had free sex, and then was giving them out to their friends. This is what they do. This is their history. This is who you're calling your friend. This is who you'll give up your black friend for, your black woman for. Call her your best friend. Call her your woman. Call him your man. This is who you're dealing with. Those are Satan seeds.
yeah,
What's it going
like
to take for us to understand who we're dealing with? What's it going to take for us to wake up and to be truthful with ourselves? Willie Lynch is alive and well, and they keep trying to tell you, oh, it's not true. You can't see that. What's it gonna take?
Yeah. And shouts out to Matron in the building. She said they have a history of wanting young in that way. They wanted the boys and the girls. Exactly.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, that's their
And that was a
history, huh?
great teaching. Yeah. Great teaching last night too, by the way, Matron. So shouts out to her. But yeah, this you know, European culture, I mean.
I think there is a difference. There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. You know, it's just
okay.
it's sick. Because every time we start talking about Epstein, it makes your skin crawl. You right? The whole thing is just disgusting.
Totally.
What in the hell? You got to be under 10 to be preyed upon by a grown man? No, that's not the definition at all.
You know, at best, it was just a completely stupid, ignorant thing to say from somebody who knows nothing about any of, like, doesn't understand, having worked with survivors, how they groom people, how they go after it. But it also, at worst, sounded like, despite the protestation, like creating some kind of permission structure. Oh, it's okay because they weren't under 10. I mean, if you've seen some of the, I think when we look at these young women now,
I don't know what be going on in Europe
they were
because it's around
girls
the
when
same
this
way.
happened. One of them had braces, for God's sakes.
Hey, Megan Kelly. I'm Eloise and I'm 14 years old. I wasn't even going to say anything because the topic is an adult one. My mom even made a video about it yesterday because we didn't feel it was an appropriate topic for a child to speak about. But after hearing you go on
But then she put her 14-year-old on the internet to speak about it. Like, you could tell her mom probably put her up to it too. But
I'm sure.
oh yeah, they she said white girls always rally around their dudes to protect abhorrent behavior. Yeah, that's a fact. Like they are part of it. They are the most dangerous of all of the species in the universe. Like white dudes might be dangerous and all that, but they are the most dangerous because like they be trying to
They
fly
gonna
under the
cover up.
radar and all that.
Yeah, they gonna cover up for them.
Hmm.
camera and explained that Epstein wasn't into 8-year-olds, just the barely legal type like 15, I realized you might need an actual reality check from a literal child. So let me help you out. Megan, people in my grade are turning 15 right now. Some of us still have baby faces. But they hit puberty. No, older kids don't count. Anyone under 18 is a child. Freshman to tell you.
Bamboo HR is your complete.
My bad.
In this commentary, Megyn Kelly goes on to explain how her sources that were very close to Epstein considered him as liking the barely legal type. Now, what the hell is barely legal? A 15-year-old that's considered barely legal? Sometimes I wonder if these mega Republicans have children. Take a look at this.
But just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-olds.
Then she goes on to make excuses and said that he didn't like 8-year-olds. He liked it the early teens. Is that okay? Are you guys okay? Some of these people need to go to counseling. This is pedophilia. Come on. Take a look at this one.
And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts. That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal.
They can pass for 8-year-olds.
And that is what I believe, and that is what I rely.
Okay, that's even with that. Let's talk about something, forecast. You have to understand these ooze people, okay? You read between the lines. They believe in the Talmud. The Talmud tells them it's okay to marry a 6-year-old. It's okay to have sex with a little boy. It's okay. This is what they read. This is what they believe. This is what they believe. And that state over there, that's what they believe. When you're looking at them ooze, you're looking at people that believe in this. This is how they believe. They don't see anything wrong with it. Because the Talmud told you, and that's what they go by. The Talmud told you it's okay that you can have sex with a 6-year-old. That's what it said now. So why are we thinking that these people are normal? This is what they believe in, this part of religion. Look at the Catholic Church for years. Was doing the same thing with them little boys, right? How many cases did the priests have against them? These were your religious priests, okay? And your pastors, the good old boys, and no good old boys, okay? Who's doing the same thing? Eddie Long, let's talk. Come on, let's be real. That's what they perpetrate. And nobody wants to talk about this. But you got a woman that just said, oh, she's not under 8. She's under they weren't, no, they were 15. They're still babies. They're still babies. They're still babies. And you treated them like grown women. Trump. I'm just saying. That whole list. Wasn't Prince Andrew on that list? We know Clinton was on that list. Come on, we know people that we know. We know about this list. We know that list. But I guarantee you they ain't gonna bring that list out now. I don't give a damn what y'all think. And if they do, so what? What y'all gonna do about it? We know they nasty. We know their history. There's nothing new. You need a list to tell you they nasty, to tell you what you already know. You don't need a list. You already know who. You know who on that list. Some of them dead, but they still was on that list. And they wasn't all white. And I'm gonna rest with that one.
No, I'm gonna be honest, like teachers and Matron said, and yeah, because Matron, you was talking about this last night too. They said they sleep with their children to this very day. They did it in the cave during our enslavement, and to this very day, they would make a mulatto child just so they could sleep with them.
Yeah.
And
And then some of them sleep with their daughters, making slaves. I read one man was sleep with all he had 4 or 5 daughters, and he impregnated all of them, made slaves. That was through the baby. He was having reproducing with his daughters to make slaves. Ain't that something?
yeah,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
it's European
That don't make
culture.
no sense. That's their culture. And we want to act shocked. Why are we acting so shocked about it? These people are Satan's seed. That's what devils do. They are the most disgusting. And you want to call them human because you see skin? But the words say, what fruit do you see? What fruits do we see from them? Ain't nothing good about them. And God said ain't nothing good about them. Nothing. And we keep making them out of humans. We keep looking at them as humans because they got skin. But what are their actions showing you? What do you see with their actions? That Peterson guy, he chopped up his old wife, who was pregnant and was messing with the secretary, right? Come on now, that's what they do. White dude murdered his black girlfriend or wife on national TV. I don't know how much time he got. Went to trial. I don't know if he got any time. But he said he was going through some mental issue, and he probably didn't get no time because she ain't no business with him in the first place.
And consider, and I'm not, and people sleep on how much involvement that the white girls do have in it, and
Yeah,
they
that's right.
and how much raping they did of young black, especially during the slave, of young black boys,
That's
like
right.
young.
That's right.
And I'm not gonna lie,
And
I'll
he
tell
got
you,
pregnant by him. And then got
yeah,
pregnant by some of the men
yeah,
and
and then
said, "Oh,
killed
he
the
raped
baby
me."
or
They
something,
still doing
yeah,
that today, ain't they? They still doing that today, ain't they? Who he raped me?
yeah,
Jonathan went through what? Who, the boy that was running from the white girl? The man that got
yeah,
out the car
running
and
down the
ran
street,
and still got on charge. Oh, okay.
running down the
But
street and got
but he
arrested.
still was wrong. But he was running. But he was wrong. Lost everything.
Better run down the
Now he
street
with a black woman.
though.
He broke. Now he with a black woman after he broke. But black
Yeah,
women wasn't enough when you had that money. You
yeah,
had a whole alcoholic woman. But now
yeah,
you
yeah.
broke, you with a black woman. Okay.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie though, considering like when I was young, right? Like I mean, like in elementary school type, like second grade. Like now the teacher was this white girl, and like when the last day of school, like now I really like as I became an adult, I'm like, yo, that's inappropriate. You know, like she kissed me on the cheek and everything. You know,
Ain't that
and
something?
yeah, that's like she was the teacher though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like 7 years old and
She was
whatever age
grooming
I
you,
was.
honey. She was grooming you.
Well, yeah, well, she wasn't there no more, and then and it's crazy because she did end up messing with a black dude. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't
But
that something?
mm,
She was grooming you, honey. And you didn't even know
nah,
it.
nah, she won't groom me.
And that's what and how many other teachers like that are out there
Yeah,
to
it was
destroy our boys. He was
normalized.
grooming you, but you got them out there destroying our boys. So we'll tell them
Yeah,
when they said that they can't do this and they can't be this and they can't be this. That's on purpose. You got Wild
yeah,
Kingdom up in these schools because they want to tell you what you can't do.
yeah. Oh yeah, hold on, I'm
Advising
playing.
that the elite pedophiles been trafficking kids since they brought them on boats from Africa. If you can't see the connection between slavery and Epstein, you ain't looking at this thing right. My ancestors was kids, bro. Like when they brought over the first set of adult Africans in the slave trade, they was revolting so much they had to take out insurance on the ships because there was so many mutinies. The solution was kids. Smaller bodies meant bigger profits. You squeeze.
Now, I will say this is how Europeans think too. That it's like they cold blooded too, but they would be like, it's easier to enslave a child who know nothing about freedom than it is to enslave an adult who knew freedom. Like they gonna fight,
Right.
you
Why you
know.
think they're taking away your history right now? Why you think Trump taking away your history right now? It's easier to brainwash you if you don't have no history to relate to. He taking away all your black history. What he say? It's what do you call it? CRT. Okay.
Yeah, they've been on here. They've been trying to do that though. But the history they're taking away is that we came over here as migrants in the first place. Like, but you know.
Squeeze more people into a smaller space. And not only that, they wasn't as prone to revolting. The slave trade would not have happened as successfully had they not started taking children. And the sexual component has always been not only a factor, but an incentive for enslavers. Listen, I just came from Ghana, and Elmina Castle, they talked about how they would select young, barely pubescent girls to go up as bed warmers for the governor of the castle. This is before they even got on the ships to come over here. What you think happened on the ships? The movie Roots talked about the bed warmers. But if you really want a movie that shows the probably most accurate depiction of the industrial size of slavery and the sexual component, this ain't for everybody, it's Goodbye, Uncle Tom. You got to gird your loins for that one because it's a tough one to watch. Child sexual predation has always been a factor because you got to think about this with slavery. Consider the pure domination that a slave master has over the bodies of the enslaved. Now couple that with the fact there was no surveillance back then. Now couple that with the fact that it happened for centuries on end. And then when you get into the writings of the enslavers and how going to the South wasn't just like for money, it was for hedonism. There's a book called The Half That's Never Been Told, preserves these letters that white men in Jamaica had waiting with this rapacious thirst for the slave ships to arrive, and these dark maidens aboard and how they were so sexually excited. And these girls were 12, 13, 14 years old, same age as Epstein's girl. Probably the wildest factor is the disposability of these people who are used as sexual objects. One of the things that scared the Epstein girls from coming forth is that they was like, they can make me disappear. Some of them did. And who's more disposable than a slave? This habit was formed since the days of the antebellum, when you got the 1%ers of Silicon Valley of that time were literally plantation class owners. The habit of these rich, powerful white men happened in the dark. Who gonna check it? Who, when, how? The light has never been shined on it. And so now all that changed was the color of the victims, but the victimizers have always remained the same. And if you don't think that there's a connection between like the South or the Caribbean and what's happening in Thailand right now and who goes over there and violates them, come on, man. The sins of the father get passed down onto the son. Now couple that was happening in the Catholic Church for over 1,000 years. Now couple that with the fact that like Sigmund Freud listened to the testimonies of women and their sexual experiences and thought that he had to suppress his writings because the level of abuse of women was endemic and it scared the shit out of them. In other words, it is a hallmark of Western defined power of who you can abuse, how badly, and how much you can get away with. And the template for that is slavery. Underage people, often boys, but mostly girls, have been bearing the brunt of this since these folks had the reins of the world. Consider that this is the first time in the centuries and the centuries that this been happening, that the sexual abuses of the elite towards children are coming to the public sphere to be critiqued in the court of public opinion. Because this never been done. And if you think for 1 second that Donald Trump being raised in this elite circles wasn't inculcated into this version of masculinity, this version of elite power and the way it flexes itself upon the vulnerable, then your denialist will set you up for this disappointment. But one thing I know for sure, the Epstein client list is very, very real. And if Thomas Jefferson and our other founding fathers were alive today and had them same habits they cultivated in slavery.
And Matron says those girls were younger than that. They were as young as 6 and 8 years old. And it was so bad that New Orleans had to pass a law that said slaves had to be at least 12 years old before they brought them down. So
You need a law for that. You need a law for morals. You need a law for these demons to have morals. You need a law in Virginia. They got the same law they had. If you beat your slave and you killed them, you can't be brought up on charges. Aren't they doing that now? They beat their slaves. Okay, we still slaves. Y'all got to understand that. You ain't free yet. Because how come they not bringing them up on no charges? Police officer murder you in the middle of the street, hands up, you laying on the ground, they shoot you in the back of the head. Are they brought up on charges? No, they shooting the slaves, slave catchers, doing their jobs, catching the slaves. And the law says if you kill a slave, murder a slave while disciplining them, you can't be held accountable. You won't be brought up on felony charges. That's a law. That's in Virginia. Look it up. And I'm gonna rest with that one.
yeah, that's a fact, you know. And the thing is, like, you know, you talk about the politicians and all of that stuff, but it's like you're probably your next door neighbor, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is I want to show you, like, now this is from when this white boy was on here from a long time ago. Now I asked this was years ago because we've been knew that what their culture was, you know. And I want you to hear what he was saying to excuse this behavior, you know, just to give you a insight to some of their mentality. Let me go through this real quick, because I don't want to be on here long anyway. Do you agree with like pedophilia and like molestation and stuff like that?
No, I do not.
So you think like Mount Rushmore should be torn down then?
Repeat that. I don't think what?
Do
you think like Mount Rushmore should be torn down and like destroyed?
But you're trying to take something that's bad about a person. If it represents him being a pedophile, them having a monument built for him because he was the first president. I mean, I don't support adultery either. But Martin Luther King was an adulterer.
No proof that he was an adulterer. That's just something white folks made up.
Hold on, because
Yeah, that was no proof.
I said he's talking
That's
about.
don't make
I
him.
said, do you believe in pedophilia? So you comparing
No, I
pedophilia to adultery and stuff like that?
No, I don't believe that it's right to be a pedophile. Is there proof?
Has
it been proven? Just something that somebody said, and like they're saying about that I'm saying about Martin Luther King.
I mean, they pretty much documented molesting like
Here's
documented, honey.
year-olds, you know. I mean, Thomas
That's
Jefferson
documented.
children with Sally. I mean, you don't know that history either.
Yeah, I know that he had
Is
children.
Thomas Jefferson a hero or a pedophile?
Well, how old was the girl?
Oh my goodness. What that matter? She
Was
was
she-
under 18.
I mean,
If they 13 or 14 is okay.
what age do you think she was?
Well, I would say anywhere from 13 to 8.
And how old was Thomas Jefferson?
I couldn't tell you that.
He was like not 40 or 50 or something like that.
He was 48.
So you would be
What
okay
year
with
that's
a
what
40 or
13-year-old?
50-year-old dating your daughter? I mean, I'm just getting clear on what you're cool with.
I mean, we're living in a different era than they was back. I mean,
Oh, so
no, it's the same thing.
So you would have been a pedophile like 100 years ago.
15 in the day back.
So you would have been okay. You would have been having a 13-year-old, right? You say you was 38. So you would have had like you a 13-year-old if it was 100 years ago, is what you're saying.
Like I
He
say,
wasn't trying to answer nothing.
You see how quiet long he took to answer?
It's your
He wasn't trying to learn nothing.
Are they your founding fathers or not? Are you calling me founding fathers?
But still, where's the
They're your fathers, right?
They're not my father.
They're not your founding
They're the
fathers?
founding fathers of this nation. No nation's going to be perfect. If you want to tear down the system,
now we're going
So
there.
you telling me like a bunch of nations was built? What other nation was built by like pedophiles though?
Well,
And
then,
like worship and stuff like that.
hey, if you know how to do it, like my boss man has told me, I've tried to sit there and tell him, if you'll do it this way, you can make more money.
That's not
You'll
even
do
getting
it
off the
this
subject.
way,
That's
you
not
can
even no.
So basically,
You getting off the subject, dude. See, you got to shut some of that stuff down. I done shut that down. What do you mean your boss? We're not talking about your boss. We're talking about the pedophiles, your founding fathers. Your founding fathers.
if I can find a way
All
to
of
do it
them.
without pedophilia, then go ahead. Okay.
All of them were pedophiles. And that there's nothing that's part of their history, that's part of their religion. You have to understand, with all these black folk dying, they are sacrificing black people. People don't understand the real gist of America and how it was really built. People don't even understand. You can't even go to the depths of this country and and all the blood that they've shed and why. People don't even get it. The sacrificing that they do of black bodies every single day. When you got a police officer murdering, and we know the police department has been infiltrated and they're sacrificing our black babies, we know that. But we'll sit up there and act like we don't know it. Because it's so much with them. It's a lot with them. These people are not human. And we're trying to put them in a human body. We're trying to put them in a human category. Those are not humans, those are demons who come to kill, steal, and destroy. And we don't get it. We don't understand it. We sit up there and let them teach us our history. How they gonna teach you your history? They don't even talk about your black history. How many times they talk about our black history, the true black history? We got crackers like that trying to tell us what MLK did. There's no proof. I've never seen one black woman that was messing with him that came out and said, yeah, I had an affair with MLK. Do you? That's some of them crackers will come up with, because that's what they do. They see us out of their eyes. Everything they see through their eyes with us is something negative, because that's gaslight. That's what they were taught, because that's what they do. So they said, surely if we doing it, they doing it. No, we're not. We're not. We never were. Throughout slavery, we never was like them. We were forced to do some things that they were doing. We was forced to sleep with our moms. They were forced to sleep with their daughters. They were forced to sleep with their, siblings. But naturally, that's not something that we do. Now, being around them now, you may see more of it happening now because we have so much of their characteristics in us. But this is not something that we believe in doing. Has never been. And I'm gonna rest with that.
No, well, yeah, I mean, and of course, you see how he deflects, but the kids, like, because I asked him if this was 100 years ago, which that means you would be with a 10-year-old. And you see how long it took him to answer that
He
question.
never did answer it, though. He
He
never
never
did say
did
yes or no.
answer it. He never said
He
no.
never answered it. Because I guarantee you sleep with his niece now.
That's what I was saying. Because if it was yesterday, would you not do it? He'd probably take a long time to answer that too. But
He sleep with his niece right now today.
that's the European
Oh
culture
Lord.
for you, though. That's what I'm saying. This is not some elite. This is some random white dude that came on my channel, thought he could troll over here, and then just gave us an example of European culture because they're kind of stupid and they can only like regurgitate certain talk. They're not creative at all. So like that's why they still say stuff from the 80s and all that stuff. But now consider, I want you to see this one. Donald Trump said he threatening Nigeria with military action. I don't know, have you seen that already?
He care about they murdering Christians. Dude, you trying to go over there and get that gold. You trying to go over there and get that Ibrahim Traore. That's what that is. That ain't got nothing to do with no Christians, honey. Because you murdering Christians over here. You murdering black folk right here. You ain't doing nothing about that. So why you care about what they doing over there? Please. They trying to get that oil, honey. Nigeria got a whole bunch of oil.
Donald Trump said he's Jesus.
Oh, he Jesus. All right. Yeah. He's gonna end up right with his daddy. Yeah, he's gonna be right there with his daddy.
Trump is threatening to halt all financial aid and put his military on standby for a possible action against Nigeria, making a podium address on his Truth Social platform. He gave the African nation an ultimatum. He called on it to stop the alleged killing of Christians or face dire consequences.
Who the hell he think he is? He's God of whole universe.
The killing of
Jesus come back.
Stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities.
Oh, horrible. But your ass is messing with children, but that ain't horrible, is it?
Yeah. Mason said
Convicted of 34 felonies.
and pedophilia definitely one of them. But he said even at ancient times, 18 was the age of consent. They don't tell you that because they want you to stand on the idea that things were different then. Under 18 was still a child. But that's for us though. Like they used to be having like 12-year-old, 10-year-olds to be the queens and stuff like that, and the princesses and whatever they was doing in the forests. I know they like got the castle. They didn't get the castles until they like got like slavery and stuff. But they was just like that's why they kept dying off and stuff like that. But like we understand, like we know we don't want no little. We can understand. I'm sure my ancestors 1,000 years ago could look at a 13-year-old and be like, "Hey, I want a grown woman my age." I'm not, but
Sometimes that's what they do. They had babies just to have sex with them. And every time Donald Trump handles somebody horrible, he want to go in there and make them look bad. But that's done on purpose. That's some mental stuff going on. Oh, these horrible people, they doing this, that, and the other. Okay, you horrible. When you gonna go serve your jail time? That's what I want to know. When you gonna go and release that list so we can really find out how nasty you are? But you want to talk about other people, how horrible they are. Let's talk about how nasty you are. And how many of them girls you raped and molested and penetrated. But you was a whole married man. And let's talk about how you kiss your daughter in the mouth. Come on, stop now. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, he did. It's like have his daughter. He said I
He
would
said
have
about his
sex with
own
his
daughter.
daughter.
Come on now. What ain't that what he said about his daughter? But it wasn't my daughter. Come on now.
Yeah,
Be
that's
real.
crazy.
Be real.
That's European
And who
culture
look
though.
at their daughter like that? Kind of man look at their daughter and say, "Ooh, that wasn't my daughter."
But Europeans, they do.
Yeah, some of these nasty white men you got over here sleep with each other.
And Mason said, he said if they talking about it over here, that means they already got the troops over there.
Exactly. They're already there. Already there. But I'm gonna tell you what, if I was Nigeria, I'd be waiting on their asses. I'd be waiting on them. Thanks for telling me. But see, this is Africa's problem. They got soldiers in every country. They have little soldiers. Bring them together. It's more of them than it is yours. Bring them together. You wouldn't get another mineral. And Africa stop all this anytime you want to. Cut off the minerals. Cut them off. I guarantee you they'll leave your ass alone. Because everything that America get, they get it from Africa. Africa has made the whole world rich except themselves. They've made everybody rich except Africa. Except certain parts. Go
That
ahead.
seemed to be a theme with black people though. We make our
We help
jobs
everybody
rich.
else.
We
Yep.
make the white. I'm gonna
Yep.
go make the white
Yep.
kids feel you was kind, you was smart, you was
Yep.
no. I was like
I'm
you was
gonna
stupid,
support the
you was
white businesses.
ugly.
I'm gonna support Walmart. I'm gonna
Yeah,
support with Walmart and Food Line and Kroger's and instead of us producing our own.
yeah.
I'm gonna go over here and make them rich. But then when you see a black farmer, we ain't gonna take care of them. You
Oh
gonna go to the
man,
white
yo,
farmer, the farmer's market, please. Let's
we
talk
gotta
about
talk
that.
about we gotta talk about these black farmers because that's a part of the thing. But we're gonna get to one in a minute.
A leading
I
Muslim
think.
cleric has urged Nigeria to cut ties with the United States over President
That's right. Come on now.
of military action. At the weekend, Trump warned of possible military action, with guns a-blazing, if Nigeria failed to crack down on what he called the killing of large numbers of Christians by Islamist insurgents.
That's something.
Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has pushed back against accusations of religious intolerance and defended his country's efforts to protect religious freedom. While Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff said on Monday that what the country faces is terrorism, not the persecution of Christians. In
Exactly.
Nigeria's northern Kano state on Tuesday, Cleric Ahmed Gumi said Nigeria should warn Trump to retract his threat.
Because it's a direct threat, even ordering the Pentagon to be ready to attack Nigeria for what? Nigeria should, the president should retract such, or else cover our relationship with America until when Americans will have the sense to elect a president that is civil.
Trump has also said his administration would immediately halt all aid and assistance to Nigeria.
There ain't no civil
Trump
wars.
said it would welcome U.S. help in fighting insurgent groups as long as its territorial integrity is respected. Foreign Minister Yusuf Tuga in Germany on Tuesday emphasized his country's constitutional commitment to religious freedom and the rule of law.
This is what guides us, and this is what shows that it's impossible for there to be.
And one day I pray that black people will understand that
Come
there
together.
is no reasoning with anybody. You cannot reason with a psychopath, They are like we be like, well, they be like, well, we're doing this to protect something. Meanwhile, they're the ones actually doing it. But we sit there and try to be like, well, I'm not doing this. Look, I'm doing it. But the whole time they're in there to exploit you to create their wealth. Like without you, they was in death. It was nothing but death for them. Sickness and they had nothing. Like they was like literally in the forest with nothing. Um, you still there, Cassandra?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I had your mute. But we still trying to appease white folks. We still trying to, not hurt their feelings. But all Nigeria got to do is cut them off. You want to cut me off? Every African president, country, cut off America, and I guarantee you America sit their asses down. But you won't come together. You won't back your brother. You'll sit up there, look at them coming in to invade Nigeria and won't do nothing, won't say nothing. You got 54 countries. Why aren't you guys coming together? So you come over here, we're going to cut everything off from you. I guarantee you America sit their asses down because everything you're getting is coming from Africa. All those minerals coming from Africa. All that stuff you need coming from over here. And you won't sit up there. You won't support your own brother. You see that man, that fool coming after your brother, you'll sit there and say absolutely nothing. That's crazy. Since when we do that? I thought, remember back in the day, your mama taught you, if one fight, you all fight, right? That's not what's happening now. They'll sit up there, look at their brother go down and be like, well, okay, you ain't cut off my 80. Let me see. I'm living good over here. Ain't happened to me, but it could. And it will. If you don't protect your brother, he coming in for you too, and then what? But I'll rest with that.
No, yeah. And that's and I want to show you one last thing, considering I want to get your opinions on this. Now, it's something else that your boy Trump is talking about with this a 50-year mortgage proposal that he's talking about.
Same as renting, in my view. So I don't like the idea.
It's not even a big deal. I mean, you go from 40 to 50 years, and now that means is you pay something
30
else
years.
from 30 that some people had a 40, and then now they have a
Yeah, is there such thing as a 40-year one, consider?
I haven't heard of him for a year. I thought it was 30 years. He's an idiot. He ain't paying no damn 40-year more, 30-year more, I'm sure. That's why he don't know the difference. Them crackers don't buy their houses, they rent them. Because they know it's not an asset. People think, oh, having a house is an asset. It's not. That's a liability. Because you put you put money into it. You change some money you put into it, that's a liability. It's not an asset. Your car is a liability. Your car is a liability. Your car is not even an asset. Them rich folks don't buy houses. That's why he ain't know nothing about no mortgage. They rent them. Nobody gonna spend extra 50 years. You'd be 90 years old still paying on damn house. It's ridiculous. Because they know they'll never get paid off because people will die and they're gonna go right back to the government. You feel
Yeah,
what
I'll
I'm
be
saying?
I'll be like 80 by the time I get one. Like, that's crazy.
In 60 years. You know how many people sell their houses after being in the house 10 years? They sell to somebody else. They never, who's staying in? Who today? A lot of white folk don't even buy them houses. They're black folk doing that. Because we don't know better financially. First thing we're gonna want to do is get a house and a car. That's not what white folk doing. They rent their cars and they rent their houses. That's how they keep their money. We're the only one that want to buy stuff and pay. And you're gonna have some black folks. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna keep 50 years, a 50-year mortgage. Did you know how much you to pay? You done paid on that house 3 times. 3 times. Because after 30 years, you done paid on the house twice. Add 20 more years. That's 3 times you done paid for that same house. That's crazy. That don't make no sense. Buy a house now, a $100,000 house, you end up spending $300,000. Another 20 years, that's for $500,000 you just spent for a $100,000 house. That's crazy to me. With all these taxes and all the interest going on. That's ridiculous. But you got some people that are gonna do it. That's a good idea. Just like when they were doing on mortgages, how they said, oh, you put a balloon mortgage back in the day. Remember all people lost their houses because they had 4% mortgage. Then it went up to 14%, and the interest and your house note went up to like $1,400, $2,000 when you originally had like a $600-700 mortgage, and then it doubled because of balloon. You agreed to do a balloon mortgage because you put down less money, and the interest rate could go up to 14%, but you was in it at 4%, and then you didn't think about, okay, if that thing go up to 14%, my mortgage gonna be like about $2,000. From $400, $600 to $2,000. That's crazy. And they trying to convince you that a 50-year mortgage is good. Yeah. Boy, y'all better wake up. That dude ain't got nothing good for nobody but himself. What's behind you paying a 50-year mortgage? Where his hands at in it? That's money for the country, right? That's money for the government, right? Yeah. Government is broke, you guys. The government is broke. Why do you think he's starting all these wars? That's how America makes their money, through the wars. Hello? Why do you think he went to Venezuela? It wasn't about drugs. You got drugs. They didn't bomb drugs in this country themselves. So when you gonna bomb yourself? We know that. We know it wasn't about no drugs in Venezuela. We know that. They bombing them boats for what? Because they're trying to create a war. But you're not going to bomb China. You're not bombing Russia. Somebody that's going to blow your ass up. You want to go to a little video of Venezuela. Who had to run to Russia for help? Who had to run to China for help? China said, mess with them if you want to. China had already told them, mess with Nigeria if you want to. He had already told them. Trump going to mess with all these baby countries. A bully. That's what he is. Most crackers are bullies. When you pull out the gun and blazes, they don't have nothing to do with you. He ain't messing with Russia, is he? He ain't messing with China, is he? He going after a little video of Nigeria, little video of Burkina Faso, little video Venezuela. But he not touching Saudi Arabia, who has slaves, is he? You're not touching that, though, is you? You're not touching over there, going out over there in who having a war? Sudan, Somalia. They're having a civil war right now. Congo was having a civil war. He ain't say nothing about that, did he? But you want to go in there and talk about the Christians. Nigeria messing with the Christians. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Mess with China, mess with Saudi Arabia, who got slaves now. And we know about them. We've been knowing about them. Mess with Libya. Wasn't Libya one of them too with slaves? Come on now. Saudi Arabia ain't the only one. A lot of Muslim countries mess with them slaves. Still have slaves. We know that. But you ain't talking about you're going to go save the slaves. You're going to go save the Christians who's not even dying. It's about that money. It's about that gold over there. The minerals. That's all it's about because America's broke. And I'm going to rest with that.
40 to 50 years. And what it means is you pay something less from 30 that some people had a 40 and then now they have a 50. All it means is you pay less per month. You pay it over a longer period of time. It's not like a big factor.
Economists are sounding the alarm on Trump's 15-year, he says no factor, mortgage proposal. Simply put, math isn't mathing.
No, I don't think that's going to really change the metrics for people. What's happened in the mortgage market over the last 4 years is we had this extraordinary period where interest rates were sub 4%, so mortgages are 3.8 to 4.2, which is extraordinary over a 50-year metric. Because we've got to remember, mortgages in America have been 7% forever. And many people bought homes and were successfully ending up owning all the equity in them at 7%. We even went up to 17% for a while. But during this really strange period, rates went down below 4. And people yearn for that. But now, this is just kind of a financial engineering because the amount of interest you're going to pay over 50 years, you'll never own the home. That's the problem. It's the same.
All right, so pretty much they're gonna
own it.
end
You'll
up
never
funding.
own it. Will you?
It's a trap, yeah.
Or go right back to the government.
Yeah, it makes you say ain't
You
no
pay
fun when the
taxes.
rabbit
You
got the
don't own it
gun.
anyway because you're paying taxes on something. Why am I still paying taxes if I pay it off? Why do I still pay taxes on the house after I pay it off? You'll never own it. Why are you still paying taxes, property taxes on your car once you pay it off? You'll never own it. Nobody got time for that.
Yeah, you'll be in debt forever, or at least 50
Forever.
years.
Exactly.
And
On
you,
purpose.
and we know we be dying at like 54. So,
Especially with America.
and
24, honey.
Matrix said Trump is staying away from well-armed countries that aren't afraid of America.
Right.
You serious? Then to add a 50-year mortgage on top of that to only take
A 30-year mortgage is a complete scam. But what if I told you that the idea of a 50-year mortgage was being entertained? Well, look no further. It is, and I have the proof. And this is why some people are saying a 50-year mortgage might be the biggest scam that they've ever seen. According to the CNBC article, it states In an attempt to make home buying more affordable, President Donald Trump floated the idea of a 50-year mortgage in a social media post.
You serious?
And yes, it actually was a Truth Social post, and it says here 30-year mortgage with President Roosevelt's picture, and then it says 50-year mortgage, President Trump. And
You find yourself.
All right. Anyway, so we get the idea here.
Idiot.
He
He is the biggest idiot ever.
He said some people got 40 years, some people. I was like, oh, is that true? I've never heard of that before.
That's crazy.
He said people will be on it until they're 90.
houses. And when you make it easier to borrow money without adding new houses, all you're doing is that you would need a lot of legislation to bring this about. And I thought that was a very interesting point to bring up because a lot of people have been having discourse about this on social media, but never say never. And though it's currently not something that is available, if people were able to utilize this 50-year loan, do you know that some of the first-time home buyers would be paying into their home loans well within their 90-year-old age? 90 years old, y'all. That kind of breaks my heart because if you look here, this CNN article states,
So you will have to consider you definitely gonna have to come back to work tomorrow because you still got to pay on your mortgage.
Definitely won't.
You got to go get a bond.
I definitely won't. I'm
You're
telling you
gonna have to
now.
hop on the
Better
next
sell that
flight.
shit and you better sell that shit and get the hell out. Better sell it all and get out. Why
You
you
got
mad?
another 20 more years to go before you can go back over there. So you definitely gonna have to come out of retirement.
That's what they want. They want you to work till you're 70. No wonder. So you can pay for that 50-year mortgage.
So you'll never have access to equity with a
Never.
50-year mortgage.
Never.
A
Never.
50-year mortgage might be
Never.
the only way to control. But that's the thing though, like,
Exactly.
and then when you die, it's like the bank just take the property back anyway and just resell it to the next person or loan it to the next person to live in for
Yeah,
90 years.
exactly. They ain't selling nothing, they loaning it to you. Because ain't nobody owning nothing. If you still paying for something after you paid it off, you still don't own it. And they'll say, oh, home ownership. You buy it after 30 years. No, you never buy it because you're still paying taxes on it. So it's never yours. Because don't pay that tax and see what they do to it. Even if you're done paying for it, don't pay them taxes and see what happens.
Yeah, and a lot of people lose their homes and stuff or their parents' homes because they can't pay the taxes or like certain
Can't pay
properties
the
and
tax.
stuff like that.
Yep. That's how people getting them properties. They're going in and paying them taxes. Taxes sometimes $1,500, $400, $800, $1,000. You getting $1,000. You paying $1,000 for something that you could turn around and sell for $140,000 or $200,000. That's a steal right there. That's how most people should be buying their houses, taxes, and then letting the people stay in them houses. I'll buy your house. You can pay me the note. That's a great way of making. That's a business right there. Go and get some of them tax lien homes, them foreclosures, them tax liens. You can get some of them tax liens for $1,500, and you can own the house. Tell the person they can stay in there and I'll act as your bank. Let them pay you mortgage. Come on now, how easy is that to get into your own business?
Yeah,
Buying
you
up
can
foreclosures, buying up tax homes. That's on there for what, 200 and 300. Sometimes it's not even. It's hundreds of dollars. It's not even thousands. Could be
yeah, you,
$800. You buy that
you
house for
could
$800. You can turn around and sell it for what's the market? $200,000 you just made. See what a profit you just made, and then you go buy several more. All you need to do is buy one and sell one, and you can buy several off of that one you just spent money on. That's a business
yeah.
right there. People not even
And
thinking, how can I get a home?
like
That's
you
a
can
way of getting
look
a
on
home.
you can look on the websites and stuff like that, like to find the foreclosed homes and stuff, like on your that's near you in your area. So
That's right. You don't even need to be in your area. Tennessee, you can go to Tennessee and buy them for $400,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
$600, a whole house. Then you can turn around and sell the first one and make your profit, and then go and do it again and buy four this time. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
there's so many ways of making money in it. It's so many ways of making money.
Yeah, and Matrix said, "Don't be a part of a homeowners association. They can fine you and
Oh
foreclose."
God, no. Oh God. Oh my goodness. No, never do that. If they part of a homeowner, you leave that house right there. Mhm. I
Oh
don't know
my
the ball
gosh,
on
is
that
it
one.
the American dream or the American debt plan? Because it's a lot, but I do want to be objective because I think many people would see this as a fair argument. The CNN Business article says, while homeowners would build equity more slowly than with a shorter loan, in some cases, a 50-year mortgage could still be better than renting and never accumulating any home equity at all. So I think an important thing to consider is, would you rather have your foot in the door or a lifetime payment plan? So let's see what the mean streets of TikTok think about this 50-year mortgage proposal.
I don't know about you and your house, but as for me and mine, we would never, ever, ever sign a 50-year mortgage on 50 years. I'm not signing anything for 50 years. Anything. 50-year mortgage? Are we crazy? Is everybody okay? No, nobody is okay. What are we doing? 50 years is... And if you sign up for it, you are a dummy. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You
About property taxes, HOA fees, rising insurance. The way that they're being built now, they're not built how they used to be. So what if you can't afford the upkeep and the repairs and the maintenance and all of that? And we didn't even talk about property taxes, HOA fees, rising insurance costs. Oh my gosh.
That's their solution to the home affordability crisis. I want to be crystal clear about something.
Oh.
I am a mortgage loan originator.
Oh, he gonna get paid if this goes into effect. And I'm just being honest. The reason why they would get paid is because people would see a glimpse of hope. They're looking at what they can afford monthly, and they're gonna run to somebody like him and be like, oh yeah, I can afford what, $1,200 a month? Sign me up for the 50-year mortgage. They're not gonna think twice about it. And there's gonna be so many people running to do it. People like him are gonna get paid. They get paid to originate loans for the home buying process. Each of them homes that they originate is a paycheck for them.
Mortgage broker, however you want to call it, mortgage banker, whatever colloquially, there's a difference between those things. But for all y'all watching this, it doesn't matter. Whatever term you've heard, I'm that guy. I'm going to make a fortune off of this, which is great for me because over the last few years, when it's been terrible for everyone trying to buy a home,
right?
It's been awful for me because it's commission only.
I'm so glad he's saying this. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I have been.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there though, but y'all can watch it the rest if y'all want to. But
So Trump is just doing that for his buddy. His buddy gonna get paid. That man said he gonna make a killing. Just like them blue mortgages. They made a killing because they was doing all kind of cruddy stuff, doing them loans for black folks because they was getting their homes for much of nothing, paying much of nothing to get in them homes. He gonna make a killing. He's right. So it's all for his buddies. Their mortgage companies, that's for his buddies. They gave him that idea. That's the most dumbest, that's the stupidest idea ever. But you're gonna have black folks. A lot of white folks ain't gonna do that. You're gonna have black folks because they want homes. Because they got this ideology, okay, if I have a home, I made it. No, you're in debt. You ain't made nothing. You're in debt. You're gonna be worse off than you was before you got the home. Now you got a home that's gonna need some upkeep. Can you afford to keep it up? Your roof start leaking. You already can barely pay it. How you gonna fix get a roof for $20,000, $15,000? That's cash. Or you go in debt for it. Now you got to lien on your house. Come on, you guys. We got to be smart when it comes to these folks. These folks ain't hitting on nothing. You smarter than them. We taught them. Now you got them teaching you to go ahead and get a 40-year mortgage. It's okay. And you got black folks that's gonna do it. Sure is. Gonna be proud. I got me a 50-year mortgage. That's crazy. But that's what they're gonna have to do in America to survive. And they'll own nothing. Remember that dude said you'll own nothing and love it. That's owning nothing and loving it. We already don't own nothing and loving it. We're already there.
yeah.
And I rest with that.
Now, and the last thing I'll say, because I'm about to, wrap it up in a minute. But you know who saved everybody doing this thing. I don't know if people got they food stamps, all these crackers and all that stuff, but um I guess I'll play this brother's video here. Well, I'll play this one first, the news one.
Build a website you love with Wix.
SNAP benefits could run out in 2 days, leaving some who rely on them for food looking for other avenues.
Yeah, we've been showing you local food banks that say they're strained by reduced funding and increased need. And tonight, Channel 9's Erica Jackson learned about another relief effort taking place at farmers markets.
SNAP users will still be able to get credits to spend at 5 local farmers markets, even when benefits are paused on November 1st. If you're worried about where you'll get your next meal, scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen for a list of resources in your neighborhood.
Damn.
People that are already struggling, that are very likely to go hungry if they don't have any resource at all.
Kenya Joseph with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Food Policy Council works with local farmers markets to match SNAP benefits with the SNAP Double Bucks program. Even though SNAP benefits for low-income families will be paused on November 1st, customers can show their EBT card to get $50 in tokens per day to spend at certain farmers markets. Otherwise, there's not spending required. It's thanks to a partnership with Mecklenburg County Public Health and can be redeemed at these 5 markets starting November 1st.
We understand that we're hoping that we can just help in, any way that we can in that situation.
Joseph admits she's not sure how many people will add a farmer's market
See,
stop.
this is our culture here. Our culture is to help everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, we down bad. We're going to help everybody, including the people, just because they spit on me and kick me and throw me down the stairs and put my kid in the oven does not mean I can't love them back, and I can't save them in their time of need. Now,
You got white
this
farmers
is,
who won't even do that. But the black farmers sit up there and say, we're gonna do this, that, and the other. Ain't no white farmers said that, did they? They didn't want you to get no. Remember when Biden said that he was gonna get a black farmer so much money, and the white farmers had a fit and put a lawsuit, they didn't get nothing. Remember that? That's crazy. This is what you're dealing with. It's crazy. Whatever.
yeah.
You just gonna
And,
always for everybody else except yourself. We ain't gonna never get it. Never.
Matron said, don't forget they have your accurate taxes. They don't have your accurate taxes and insurance when your loan originated. Year 1, 1,200, year 2, 2,400, easy. Black folks think that home ownership is a status symbol. Mortgages used to be 1,500 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, back in the day, 15 years. Now it's 30. Now it's 50.
Yeah, it was 30 when I was born.
Did a video that will end up becoming one of the early
It was
entries
30
become my deep dive
at my
series here on
time.
my channel in hopes that I would talk about it. Well, here, because of everything with the shutdown and whatnot, of course, I don't know where everything is going to be at by the time this video gets uploaded.
Working across teams.
All right. Anyway, so apparently black farmers,
The
black
rising cost
people
of food,
do
she
what we
said, it
do.
has been difficult for the elders in the community to purchase inches closer to a deal that could reopen the federal government. It is uncertain when SNAP payments could arrive. Sharice distributing the aid. Following the
All right, so I ain't gonna go through this whole video. I'm gonna stop it right there. But as you see, Cassandra, when it comes to black people, we're gonna do what it takes to save everybody, but ourselves, as a collective,
Yep.
But at some
We'll do
point,
that
I
for
hope that we're
everybody.
gonna,
And we'll do that for everybody except ourselves. We
yeah,
won't come together and create our own birthing centers. We'll still go to their hospitals knowing that they'll sit you in their triage room and let you have birth in a chair or in a truck. Because you see the one woman, they put her out the hospital, she had the baby in the truck, right? That could have cost her life and her baby's life. Did they care? Hell no, they didn't care. They wheeled her ass slowly to the front door. And she had to get out the car, out the hospital, get in her truck, and her husband was taken to another hospital. She had a baby on the side of the road. And that's how much she cared. But these are who you want to marry. These are who you want to call your best friends. Okay. And these are who you want to feed. I wouldn't give a. Ooh, don't start. I'm trying to be nice today. I wouldn't give a damn. They started there. If they don't look like me, then you can help yourself.
You said what
We're
the
gonna have to
shutdown?
delineate. We're gonna have to delineate. It's a must. It's a must.
Yeah. They said what the shutdown should have shown people is that we can feed everyone, but as a collective, we decided that it's not a priority. You know, as Black people, we need to be more selfish and we need to look out for us, and that's what we was talking about
Right.
with the white dudes that what is racism and all this stuff. You know, and this is what we're talking about when I was saying like what become normalized. You know, this is normalized for us to accept abuse and to, you know, forgive and love and try to whatever, you know. And the level of treatment that we get has just been normalized with us. We've been destabilized. We've been demoralized. We definitely have crisis, but the problem is it's normal now, you know. But the next generation, we could make it normal for pride and, you know, structure and ownership, you know, like control, you know, protection, safety, you know. But I don't know if you got something what you think about that though, Cassandra.
I just want us to wake up. I don't know what it's gonna take for Cass. I don't know what it's gonna take. We've shown, we come on here every week by week, day by day, and we show you what's going on, and we still act like we surprised when something happens. We surprised when they put you out of the hospital. We surprised when they make you sit on triage and your baby crowning. You tell us crowning, and she's well, okay, we got to answer these questions. Okay, can we answer that later after I give birth? You know what I'm saying? And we see how they treat us. We go to Saudi Arabia, we go to different countries, we come, we know how they treat us in America. They're doing it to Black folk all across the country. But we'll still sit up there and want to support everybody else instead of your own. That's the saddest part to me. We still don't get it. We still want to love everybody. We still say love is love. It don't matter who we love. It does matter. Because the Most High already told you they weren't hitting on nothing. He say ain't nothing good up in them. Ain't nothing good in them. That's what the Most High told you. And you want to tell him, but it is. The man down the street. He bought me groceries when I ain't have nothing. That's one man. You grew up in him with a whole culture. We know how that culture is. They show you every day. And we still ignore it. We still just say, no, love is love. Everybody ain't like that. But everybody that I've met that look like them is. I don't know who you looking at. I had a Black woman to tell me, I've never experienced racism. I said, you either a coon or you didn't have it so much in your life you got numb to it. So you don't even recognize it. I said, but you've experienced it because I have. I see the red line. I see when we can go to the bank and can't get a loan for a business, but they can. They got the Indians and the Hispanics over here with food trucks, but Black folk can't even get a food truck. Got a grant for a food truck, bought one from a Black woman who worked hard to get hers. She didn't get no grant to get her truck. She said that hurt her so bad. I'm looking at, I told you I'm a part of this website in New York, talking about the New America, talking about all these programs they're giving to the Hispanics, the illegal aliens. They're giving them all these, but yet you go to another country, you can't get help for nothing. Ain't no Social Security here. Ain't no welfare here. Not for you. You come to another country, you better have your shit together. You better have your own money. Don't come up here thinking you're gonna get no welfare. I don't think you're gonna get no check, but they can come to America and get your Social Security that you put in the thing for. You put your Social Security. I remember my girl's dad died. My oldest couldn't get nothing. And she was 18, but she was in college. They changed the rules. They said if you 18 in college, you can't get none of can't get no Social Security. But I remember before it was if you were in school, college, you can get it up until you're out of college. That they changed it. So my oldest couldn't even get her dad's nothing. So I'm like, where'd that money go? And then my baby got it for maybe a couple years. So where did all his money go that he paid into it? Went to other people. See what I'm saying? But that should have been money set aside for his children if something happened to him. But it wasn't. This is how America does it. But we still not trying to make a difference. We still okay paying taxes. They getting ready to take these programs while we still paying taxes. They getting rid of EBT, and they getting rid of SNAP, and they getting rid of all these the Section 8. Why are you still paying taxes? Who that money going to? Why we paying it in the first place? Okay. I'm gonna rest with that.
Exactly. Give me my tax money.
Yeah, exactly. Give it all back. Every dime. You want to get rid of Social Security? Okay, give me my money that I paid into it. Then you can get rid of it if you
Right.
want
You can
to.
do what you want to do then, right?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, but give me mine. You gonna get rid of Social Security? Give it to me. Because I
And
put
plus,
money into
don't be
that
giving
bill.
it to them poor white toothless
And that's
redneck
what, and that's what
hillbillies.
they doing. That
You taking my
they get
damn tax money,
disability,
giving it to them.
you get 900, they get 4,000. Okay? A disability check. I done seen it. I'm like, why black folk can't get 4,000? White folk got 4,000. A friend of mine get 900. Why? What's the difference? Oh, okay. I'm just wondering.
They need to pull themselves up out of their damn bootstraps and stop being
Uh,
lazy. Get the hell
okay.
up, get a damn job.
And go see a dentist.
Stop sleeping with their cousins, making baby mamas out their cousins.
Okay.
And it's
Because
toxic culture.
we know who was the first baby daddies. We know who the first baby daddies, and they weren't black. Okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We
And
know the first baby daddies.
Nation said forgiveness is gotten us nowhere. We need justice, really vengeance. We need our black selves to be the black avenging force. Exactly.
That's right.
That
That's
money is
right.
going back into the pockets of the wealthy. The wealthy are really the biggest welfare queens of them all.
Better believe that.
All of they, like, like they said, like Trump is the biggest welfare queen. Like I can't get it. He
No.
gets it.
How many millions he get every year for his different business failures?
He is a
Every
welfare
business he
queen.
had has failed. Every business he's had has failed. And they still keep giving him money. But stick your hand out there, forecast. Stick your black hand out there and see
I
what happens
tried.
to
They
it.
they didn't try to cut it off
Exactly.
or put
That's when you can get it cut off.
put handcuffs on it.
Okay. You can go to jail. You can work for $5, making your $5 a day, making your nameplate, or working for Victoria's Secret, working for Popeyes, working for Kentucky, but get out
50
jail.
cent
Make
a
sure you get a
day.
job. Okay, exactly.
They might be up to $1 at this point. They might be getting
Oh,
$1.
okay. Maybe $1. I don't think so though. I don't think so. It might be a
I don't
quarter,
think so either.
but I think it was 5 cents before, right?
I think it was like 35 cents the last time I checked a couple years ago. So some
That must
places
be
was
due to
50 cents, I guess.
that's crazy. 50 cents. 50 cents with
But
your house note, 1,500. You
yeah,
take it
but that
50
was a
cents.
couple years ago. So but
Even if it's
yeah,
$1.
huh?
Even if it's $1, that still isn't enough. These are companies that won't even hire you when you get out of jail.
Look, right now, as we seeing, everybody is seeing now, which I'm glad everybody is mad now. But the money that you making at your job that you work that you think you earn, it's like that ain't enough either. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
no, 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 no.
You
No,
know
it's not.
there was slaves that got some slaves got paid for sometimes. Did you know that? Like it doesn't make you any different. Like they were still slaves and they got money. They had money, but they were some slaves.
Still slaves.
You get money and got to pay them for like water is like 70% of the earth, but you got to pay them for water. You got to pay them for lights, whatever, everything. You know, you got to pay them for air probably at this point. But
No, I'm telling you, when you put the air in your tire, you pay it 25 cents, 50 cents,
yeah,
ain't
you
you? A dollar now.
sure do.
Air, no more.
Well, anyway, I'm glad y'all is finally mad now, and hopefully y'all get to the point of being like, yo, give me my tax money back. But
Exactly. Give me my
make
tax
sure,
money back.
and before I say my last words, consider how is life over there?
It is amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. I should have did it sooner. Should
Yeah,
do this sooner. I keep telling people, if you have retirement, you got a remote job, get out of America. If you have any kind of disability, you get a disability check, spend it elsewhere. Why are you sitting? Why are you sitting in America struggling? There are remote jobs that you can get right now, and you can get you one of them VPNs, and they'll never know where you at. There's no reason for you to just sit there and be taking that abuse. There's no reason. No reason whatsoever. Best thing I could have did. I'm free.
yeah, I love that. And a good thing you ain't signed no 50-year mortgage. You still have another what,
I'm
15,
now
20
hell
years to go.
no. That house would have been sold. I'd have sold that, honey. I'd have sold it and went on by my business. I sure would have. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm signing no 50-year mortgage. No, sir. No, sir. Mm-mm. And if you got a home, you can sell it and you can, I keep telling people, you lost your job, take that severance pay and get the hell out of America. Take that money and go and to where you can afford to live and do much better. My rent is $400. Give me a break. I'm just saying. Why would I spend, yeah, you can spend $800-900 in some places down here. Why would I do that? Because it's an island. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I told them my budget, this is what I'm looking for, and make it happen.
Yeah,
Just
that's what's
saying.
up. That's
Ain't no
good.
sense
That's
in sitting
good.
there being punished and tortured when you can come and live anywhere in the world. Because this whole world is yours. And you would choose to sit up there and live in America because you're scared to travel, you're scared to move, you're scared to, or your family's scared to do this, that, and the other. Okay. You can't just sit there and suffer. Okay. I rest with that.
Yeah,
Every
and
day
make
is
sure.
sunny. Every day I wake up and I'll be like, ooh, what am I gonna do today? Maybe I go to the beach today. Maybe I just sit outside. Maybe I just won't do nothing. How about that?
Just chill.
Chill. I worked hard all my life. Why can't I chill? Why
Yeah,
can't I just
facts.
enjoy doing nothing? Why can't I just sit up and talk to forecast in his group today? Why
Yeah,
can't I
facts.
just sit there and just look at the sky and say, God, thank you that I'm here. Thank you that I lived to 62. Thank you that I'm able to retire. Thank you that I'm able to get out of America and try something new. Because guess what? If I don't like it, I can always go back. I have family there. It's like, hey, anytime you want to come back, come on. But I choose not to. I'm just saying. Why settle for less? Because you in America, you're settling for less. Because it's so much more. Costa Rica, Panama. Check it out. You only need $1,500 a month to live in Panama, or Costa Rica, I think. Mexico is like 1,500. I'm just saying. Punta Cana, 1,500. Go somewhere else where you can afford. Besides struggling in America to pay that 50-year mortgage. That's crazy. But I rest with that.
Yeah. And yeah, in facts, Mason, we are urban slaves to this very day. We pay
Yeah.
all our own bills for our own
Yeah.
upkeep, and we
Yeah.
work for them.
Yeah. And
You
we
know,
work for them. Ain't that something? And they make
working.
millions and giving you $12 an hour. At a million. Bojangles. Multi-billion-dollar corporation. Paying their people what? $10?
Well,
I'm gonna say 12 maybe. I
well,
don't even think it's that
considering
high. But okay.
you got to be fair though, considering they're gonna give you pizza one day, so it's all right.
Oh
You
wow. Yeah, and
know.
then you're gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay $5 for that little slice of pizza you just ate. Okay? And don't come to work hungry and need something. You still gotta pay. Well, I'm sorry, you can't eat free. You gotta pay for that. Oh, you mean I'm making it and I can't make me a free pizza to take home to my hungry family? Because I'm only making $10 an hour and my rent due and I had to pay all my money toward my rent. No, you gotta pay for that. That's half. Oh no, you can't pay. Oh no, you gotta pay for that. But I'm working for you. It's a whole corporation. You can't spare one pizza for me and my family because we're hungry. See what I'm saying? But you'll work harder for somebody else and you have talent in your body. You have your own business. You're trying to get off the ground, but you can't because you're working for them 14-hour days, 12-hour days. Because it ain't no 8-hour days no more, as you know. A lot of jobs, 14 hours. But you can't take that time to work for your own business. Because we so brainwashed, we won't support you. Because we think that you're trying to get off the plantation and we still own it. So I'm not going to support you. I'm going to support Walmart. I'm going to support Kroger's. I'm going to support everybody else except my own. And then whine if I come to your business and it's not 100%. But that's the brainwashing. It's called Willie Lynch. And I rest with that.
Consider it's 8:30 over there.
It is 8:30 over
Yeah.
there, yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm trying to get it right because I'd be like, I would type, but then it'd be like, damn, it'll be like 1:30 in the morning over there. I'll be like, don't text her.
1:30 in the morning. It's like what 8 o'clock? No, what 8 o'clock? 10:30, something like that. We're 9 hours. We're 9 hours. So yeah, it's about 8:30 now, and it's what 11:30 there. So I didn't. You didn't been. You ain't even slept. I done slept, getting up, start my day, and you just getting ready to go to bed. So by the time you get up, I'm getting ready to go to bed. So it's 10 hours, 9 hours, depending. My mom is 10 hours from her, 9 hours from North Carolina. So I have to talk to my kids. I either talk to them when I get up earlier in the morning, or I'll talk to them just before I go to bed. Or sometimes I have to wake up at 5 in the morning to talk to them, because 5 in the morning is like 4:30 their time in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So yeah, shouts out to you. I appreciate it. And shouts out to Matron. Y'all subscribe to her. It was a great reading yesterday. Great. I'll go back and listen to the live she had yesterday. So and shouts out to Cathedral Realm in the Bush. Y'all support what she's doing in her organization. And like I said, when you're ready to talk about everything, just let me know.
I will. I got my new page. I put it. The new page is Our New Reality. I wanted to do it different, and that's what I got. And I have videos on there as far as what
Oh, you
what we're
gotta
doing.
send
The
it to me
moves.
so I can. You gotta send it to me.
Okay, I will.
I ain't see it
I'll send
yet.
it to you. Yeah, I'll get it. I'll send it to you. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let this brother have my last words here.
All right now. It better be a good one.
He says, in part, Khalid is right. Devil ain't gonna never tell all the truth. Now, if you get that much out of him, you know you really owe to something. Devil say, in part, Khalid is right. Some of the white men, it's true, are devils, but not all of us. I'm a good devil. I got a black woman at home. Why, I even eat grits every morning. Eat a little cornbread and a little pinto bean and a little collard greens. I'm a good devil. You can trust me. You can follow me. The Holy Quran says the devil is the arch deceiver. He will have you following him and believing in him. Why is this devil talking about the Trilateral Commission and the Council on Foreign Relations? Why is this devil talking about the CIA as the control arm? Why is this devil talking about biochips and transponders? They intend to control you, kill you, incarcerate you. Well, goddammit, they always have killed us. We're incarcerated now.
Come on now.
Totally contained, totally controlled, and totally dependent on this cracker. We have a revelation from God's messenger in our midst. Now that we have a revelation, we need a goddamn insurrection. and uprising. Don't put no words in my mouth, cracker, about no gun. I ain't got nothing against the gun. I believe in my God and in my gun. And now you say, well, you don't really believe in God if you believe in the gun. I believe in God and my gun. And I pray that he will bless me to shoot straight when it's time to shoot straight. When it's time to shoot straight.
All facts, consider all facts right there.
Oh, that man right there, I tell you. Love all that true, boy. Every time I watch him, I get happy.
So I appreciate y'all for listening. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.
Peace, family.